Hello everyone, it's Winnie Tony and welcome to my channel. A few days ago I uploaded my first video on YouTube and I used my mother language, Greek, but I wanted everyone to be able to understand me and I decided to use English. Yesterday I was playing with a new tank, a tank that I recently bought, and it was only after a few battles when I realized how overpowered this tank is. You already know what I'm talking about. It's a mighty Tier 9 British tank destroyer, the Tortoise. So, I'm going to give you some tips on how to play this tank and how to play against this tank. Here we are, using one of the best sites to find all these hidden statistics of your tank. First of all, the damage per minute, 3525. The alpha damage, 400. Penetration, 259 with standard rounds, but you can use your premium rounds for a penetration of 326. Reload time, 6.81. Imagine all this with a well-trained crew. Equipment, bond equipment maybe, and the premium consumable. You can boost your damage per minute up to 4200 maybe. The dispersion value 0.3 combined with 1067 cell velocity means that you won't have to give a lead to your shots. If you want to use premium cells, you have to use the APCR rounds. As I told you before, 326 millimeters of penetration and a cell velocity of 1337. But you have to think about your wallet, as they cost 4400 each, compared to the standard rounds, which cost 1060 per cell. Finally, the Tortoise can use HES rounds, the so-called high explosive rounds, which will give it 4538 damage per minute. Each cell will deal 515 damage, and the penetration 120 millimeters. And look at that, 1067 cell velocity again, which means that you won't have to give a lead even with your HES rounds. The cost here is 1200 per cell. At the end of the day, no matter which rounds a Tortoise use, I definitely wouldn't like to sit in front of it. The dispersion value, as I mentioned, is 0.3, and although it's not the best in the game, you won't end up wondering where did my cell go. Now let's talk about the mobility of the Tortoise. It's one of the few reasons to hate this tank. First of all, the top speed is 20 kilometers per hour, the reverse speed 10 kilometers per hour, which means that by the time you will get to the fight, your team might be already dead. Let's try to forget the mobility of the Tortoise and try to talk about its gun handling. Hands down, the gun handling is great, with 10 degrees of gun depression, making this tank a powerhouse on the ridge line. But what I love about the gun handling is the traverse gun range. You see it here. With 20 degrees to the left and 20 degrees to the right, you can be in both firing and angling your armor position. Imagine coming out of a corner with this tank, 3525 damage per minute, and an angled armor around 290 millimeters on the easy to penetrate parts of your frontal armor. Only the very high penetration tier 10 tanks would be able to reliably penetrate you if you angle this tank correctly. As I started talking about armor, the Tortoise got a generous armor buff on the patch 9.21. This means that the tank has 273 millimeters of armor to the front, 152 millimeters of armor in the sides, and 101 millimeters of armor to the rear. The Tortoise has 2000 hit points, and with all the buffs to the armor, you have a tank able to forgive a couple of mistakes or a few artillery shots. Finally, 390 meters of view range place it first in this section alongside the Jag Tiger. With a well-trained crew, you can boost it up to 450 meters. If you choose coated optics or binoculars, you can boost it furthermore. Personally, I don't. I equipped my Tortoise with upgraded vents, upgraded gun rammer, and a super heavy spall liner. For the consumables, I go with medkit, although I have the spall liner and my commander has the jack of all trades skill. Also, I use double repair kit to get out of difficult situations and surprise an opponent who tries to double track me. Now, let's go to the live model of the tank. I will try to place the tank in the situation I told you before, like this. So, you are sitting in a corner with the left side of your tank hidden by a building, exposing only the right side. Your whole frontal armor is 290 millimeters of effective armor. Even your lower plate is difficult to be penetrated. If you move back and forth during your reload time and try to bait the opponent to shoot you, you instantly have a huge advantage over them. If you play versus lower tier tanks, this is a dream scenario as you are going to dominate the fight. But the tank has two main weak points. The first one is up here, the cupola or hatch, call it as you want. It's so easy to hit this spot that has 175 millimeters of effective armor that you will find yourself going back to the garage in a few seconds if your opponent knows where to shoot you. The other weak point is here, on the right of your frontal armor. It's the machine gun. It appears to be 273 millimeters of effective armor, but for some reason it's penetrated quite often. As all the tanks in the game, the Tortoise does not have a good relationship with the artillery. Its roof armor is 57.2 millimeters, so you better not get caught in the open. So, this is my review of the Tortoise. Now I'm going to show you two of my best games with it. Here we are, in the first replay with the Tortoise. We are playing on the map of Minsk. We are playing against tier 9, tier 8 and tier 7 tanks. So this is the best matchup for us. Uh, I guess that the best option with the Tortoise is to head for the city. It's easier to defend for enemy shots. It's easier to angle your armor. Easier to avoid enemy artillery shots. So with my low top speed, I'm heading for the city center. Unfortunately, I had a better view, a better replay with the Tortoise, but because the patch changed, and when the patch changed on the server, you cannot watch your previous patch replays. I knew that there is a way to watch them again, but I was pretty sure that I was going to have many more good games with the Tortoise. So that's what I did. I kept on playing, and I had some great games with this tank. So we took our defensive position. We bounced the shot from the T-95. Again, a bounce from the Love. And at this point, I see that the enemy artillery is shooting at me. and this and this tank, this American tank in front of me, uh, works as a shield for me because he absorbs the shot from the T-95. And he does that again. That's great for me, although he's going to die. So, talking about the Tortoise, uh, it's a very slow tank. I know I told that many times already in this video, but I mention it again because when you play this tank, you have to go straight for the objective, uh, either for the opponent's base or the base that you have to capture if it's an encounter battle. Because if anything goes wrong and you are far away from the objective, you won't be able to go back on time. So, the American tank, the heavy tank in front of us died, unfortunately. I'm the only one right now defending this position against the tier 8 Polish heavy tank and the T-95. I know that the T-95 is a very well armored tank, so I'm not going to penetrate him because I know that I won't be able to do that. Nice bounce, nice bounce. The armor of the Tortoise is amazing. You can rely on this armor. So, you see that I'm trying to penetrate the T-95. This won't be successful. It's very hard from this distance to hit the weak point, the cupola of the T-95. So I fix my gun. I have that skill, I don't remember the name of it, which makes a damaged gun more accurate, but I want to repair it anyway. And I cover myself. I reposition myself in a better position to avoid the artillery shots and waiting for their advance, as I'm already at 700 hit points and I don't want to be aggressive right now. And this T10 makes the mistake to come in the open. I penetrate him and I also track him twice. So with my damage per minute I'm able to kill him. I don't know where this shot went. So the other T10 is his teammate, his their platoon,
They're in a platoon together. And he tried to cover him, but I had a good snapshot to kill him. And this one was in my way. It had to be removed. Another shot from the artillery, luckily he doesn't penetrate me. So right now we are standing on 3000 damage and 3200 damage blocked. Seems like a good game. Don't try to be aggressive, T10. 110. So right now, as you can see, on this flank of the map, it's just an Emil, a tier 7 tank destroyer with 89 hit points. I know that if they are going to rush this side, this Emil won't help me a lot. And the T90, the T29 that was in this area left us, unfortunately. So I take a very defensive position, and I'm trying to do what this Tortoise is best at. I'm trying to shoot and then move back and forth, so that I make it more difficult for them to hit my weak points, the cupola on the right of the tank. So this is my plan. I hope that it works. I loaded a premium cell right now because of that. I know that the turret of this Polish tank is very well armored, and I know that I'm not going to penetrate him, so I load the Hess rounds to take them down after more shots maybe, but reliably. So the 75, 77 damage. Okay, back and forth. Make it difficult for them to penetrate you. And if they miss you, they can always bounce you. This armor is amazing. So here I made the mistake to load a standard round. I didn't fire a Hess round. And this is the first penetration. I guess it was a premium round. Now I have only 240 hit points. I know that if they penetrate me again, I'm going to die. But I'm going to kill them with one more shot as well. And this is Polish tank, is very stubborn. He knows that he can kill me. But this is not going to happen today. I kill him. So I know that the E75 was there, and I don't change my position because maybe he will come and try to kill me. He doesn't. But the 110 that we were fighting before tries to sneak behind us in order to kill our artillery and take the flanks of our allies. But I kill him. So right now we're winning 12 to 6. I know that we're going to win, so I want to press the enemy team even more. I spot the Panther, the Yak Panther. He bounces off me. I penetrate him, he bounces again, and I knew that this T95 was somewhere here. So I try to shoot him, and then I'm going back to avoid the cell, and his cell flew over the roof of my tank. Right now he's dead, and I'm taking the last kill of the game. At the end of the game, the difference between the two teams is very big, seems to be very big, as they managed to kill only 6 of our tanks. But I think that if I died defending that position in the city, the outcome of the battle would be different. Maybe would be different. So that makes me think that my contribution to this game was very big. And right now, this replay is over, so let's head for the second one. So this is the second replay with the Tortoise. We are playing on the map of steps. It's an encounter battle, which means that there is only one base to capture. And Pretty much it's the same scenario with the previous game. We are playing against tier 9 and tier 8 tanks. We do not play against tier 7 tanks as in the previous game. And I'm going for the objective. As I told you in the previous game, when you play the Tortoise, go straight for the objective. You are not fast enough to do anything else. And at this point, we are on half a minute in this game, and I know that maybe it would be a difficult game because the majority of my team headed for the west of the map, the area where all the heavies go and fight each other. This means that only me and a couple of tanks, an ISU and the T-25 are going to defend the east of the map. I'm confident because I know that only me and two supporting tanks can hold the lane, and I'll try to be as defensive as I can in order to achieve that and hold the lane. Uh, there is an EBR in my team. He's in the middle of the map right now. He's trying to spot, and this is very good for us because we know what to expect. We know how many tanks we're going to face. And yes, here we are. He spots a Prozetto 46. He spots an objective 430. And right now I know where I want to go. I want to go down in the canyon. Let's say canyon. Behind that rock in front of us, it's a very defensive position. And slowly we're getting there. We're going there. So the Prozetto advance, and he tries to take a shot on me. Of course he bounces, and I penetrate him. Very good. Right now I know that the objective is behind that rock, so I'm going to be a bit aggressive and take a shot on him. I penetrate him, he does not, and I fall back to cover myself. I penetrate him again, he does not, but he tracks me, and I use my repair kit because this Prozetto advanced in order to take a shot on me. I penetrate him, he tracks me again, I use my second repair kit, and this is a bad shot, and the Prozetto penetrates me. Right now he doesn't penetrate me, and I penetrate him, which means that right now he's one shot away from death. And this was very good, a very good play by me because I used both my repair kits in order to be able to keep angling my armor because two enemies were shooting me from different directions. And look at that right now. I pretend to turn towards this burrasque, but halfway there, I turn again my tank to face the objective and the Prozetto because I know that they will take advantage of this situation and they will try to shoot me. And if they had the rear of my tank, right now I would be dead. I would be dead for sure. I track the objective 430 and I kill the objective 430. And right now we spot a Stretch Van S1. I guess he was hiding the whole game. At this point of the game, my team have won the west side of the map. I know that we are going to win. So I think that I will be more aggressive here. I want to kill really bad this Prozetto. We have some history together, but another ally managed to kill him. So this is pretty much a copy of the previous battle. I held my position really well, I gave my allies plenty of time to win the west side of the map and then come to aid us. And this is the end of the battle. But again, as I told you before, I think that the contribution is very big because if me, the ISU, and the T-25 died too early in this battle, the enemies would be able to capture the base in 1 minute and 30 seconds, I think, and of course win the battle because my heavies wouldn't be able to come fast and protect the base. This is the end of the second replay and the video as well. As I already told you, this is my first try talking English in a video, so forgive me if I made any mistakes. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Also, if you want, you can subscribe to my channel for more videos of World of Tanks. Until the next time, stay safe in your tanks and goodbye.